Good evening, everybody. It's meteorologist Erika Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I hope you're all having a wonderful start to your Sunday for some of you and a wonderful Saturday night for the rest of you guys. All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm certified broadcast meteorologist Erika Martin, certified by the American Meteorological Society. I'm also a skyborne storm spotter with over 185,000 miles under my belt chasing tornadoes. And I'm also a Weather Ready Nation ambassador. So with that all said, I want to definitely let you guys know that we are here to give you the most accurate forecast possible and, of course, the most accurate information. I do this 24/7. It's my calling, it's my passion, and it's my pleasure. All right, guys. So I want to start off with our mountain fire updates. I do believe we have to change this number. We're at 20,640 acres burned. So let's go ahead quickly together. We can do this. We have quite some time tonight. So I've already signed off for my night as far as any social engagements. And now I'm here to join you guys to get you all up to date for the rest of the weekend, because we are not only tracking the mountain fire, of course, we're also tracking snow. We're tracking rain, and we're actually tracking snow for parts of Northern California. We're also tracking what's happening with Rafael, Tropical Storm Rafael, just hovering in the Gulf of Mexico. So we definitely want to give you guys some update there. It is impacting Louisiana. Okay, so we've got to make sure that we keep you all up to date so that you can all give your friends and family the updates. Okay, remember, our app is coming out soon. We're in that beta testing mode, but we also have all of our platforms, and we have a lot of products that are coming out very soon. Beyond exciting. Okay. So let's kick things off with the mountain fire. Currently, 20,640 acres burned. It's approximately, let's see here, it's 21% contained. And we are making sure now that we understand what's happening with the smoke profile. So if you'll recall, over the last couple of days, we've been talking about the smoke being the big issue. We know it was the Santa Anas that were unforgiving when it came to this fire. It started and then it just got out of control because of the winds. But now, as that ridge of high pressure weakened, flattened out, due to that storm that was sitting over the Four Corners, now we're watching a new storm system that's going to dive on down, right? Here is the deal. We're already seeing a northwesterly influence, right? And if you can see on this particular map, I'm going to give you a wider perspective in just one moment, but we definitely have a northwesterly influence, and that's allowing the winds to move farther inland. Additionally, there's a trough, that elongated area of low pressure right around here. If you can kind of see where these winds are being a little, let's say, a little more active, and you can kind of see that counterclockwise circulation. Remember, a trough is that elongated area of low pressure. There's no defined low, but it's still enough to activate the atmosphere, make it a little bit more dynamic. So you can see that right around Somis, the winds are coming out of the east. There's like a northeasterly, easterly push, right? But then right around Carpinteria, we're seeing that northwesterly, westerly push there, okay? But in the middle, you can actually see that there is a lot of activity with the wind. That's where that trough is lingering, right around like Goleta, Carpinteria, down through Somis, and it's just causing a little bit of a disruption when it comes to the smoke. I'd like to think that it would help us out, but it's not. And mainly what we're seeing now is the expansion of that smoke. So you can see all the way from, wow, Monterey to Mission Viejo, everybody's feeling the impact of the smoke due to the fires. Okay, so that is really the big story right now, that the fires are causing a lot of issues as far as the smoke is concerned. I do want to see what visibility looks like. We looked at that the other night with Jay Dubensky. He gave us some really great insight as to the visibility. I want to see that right now. Again, the fire is definitely a lot more manageable, so we're happy about that. However, we still have to take a look at things like visibility as well as the near surface smoke. We're also going to look at the vertical smoke profile, okay? So let's find a product that I'm looking for here, visibility. Let's get that clicked on here to see what we're seeing, what we're getting as far as the idea there with the visibility. Is the visibility being impacted? It doesn't look as bad as we saw the other night, so good news there. I don't see there being too many issues as far as things hindering the containment of the fire, but we definitely want to make sure that we're keeping track of the smoke, okay? So right now we are at 20,640 acres burned. The fire is 21% contained. The winds are not very strong right now, so I'm happy to report, but we do see that trough, as I mentioned, right around Goleta, Carpinteria into Somis, right around Thousand Oaks. That's just disrupting the profile there as far as the winds go. So this is why those winds are a little bit, they're going inland, okay? So just you definitely are going to feel that and smell the winds, okay? The near surface smoke. So for the most part, winds right now are at about, I don't know, 2 to 4 miles per hour. They're pretty calm, not much going on, right? But it doesn't matter because we're talking about how the emphasis here is what was happening to the northwest as that storm system dives on down. So I'm going to give you a wider perspective here. Let's zoom on out. And now we are going to look at the entire nation. Let's go to the northwest first, right? Do you see how that storm system is starting to move on in, right? And we're going to already get that rain that's moving in onto the Pacific Northwest, Northern California. Do you see how that's being impacted? Let's take a look here quickly at our hour by hour forecast to see what we have going on. I'm going to hop around just a little bit. You all know, you guys are used to me doing that anyhow. I always think it's great to do that. It gives you guys a better idea as to what I'm actually working on because I love to be transparent with you guys. Okay. So we're going to hop into our hour by hour future cast and we're going to go out several hours, about 120 hours. And we're going to see here what exactly is happening with that storm system. Okay. So we're going to start this at 11 p.m. CST. It's 9 p.m. here, Pacific Standard Time. Do you see a couple of items right off the bat? Remember that storm system that was hovering over the Four Corners, then was kind of just maneuvering its way through the Central Plains? Look where it is now. It's across the Dakotas, so like the Northern Plain region, now moving into the Upper Peninsula region, which is great news. That allowed, as you can see, all the clouds that were just backed off due to the ridge of high pressure. You can see there that now everything is flattening out. And that's, of course, good news there because we want that next storm system that's hovering just off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. We want that guy to dive on down as soon as possible. We also have a cold front that's going to sweep through, which I think is good. Okay, so here's why. So whenever I'm looking at a cold front, what I want to see is there a reinforcing cold front behind it? Now, the storm system you can see is still hovering over the Aleutian Islands, but there's a frontal boundary, prefrontal moisture. I like it. Why is that? Because a cold front, cold air can't hold on to liquid content. It's very dense, so it tends to squeeze out any precipitable water. And I like it because as we move forward, that cold front is going to help release some moisture content, at least some precip, down through portions of California. Look at this, through the Central Coast. I mean, I could not be more excited. I could not be happier for our firefighters, for our rescue management. This is really going to start taking form by tomorrow night, but we've been rather patient. I have another product here that I can show you that gives you a better depiction here. There it is. I pulled up an hour by hour forecast, and this is what I wanted. I wanted to, again, express to you all that we needed to make sure we had that storm system moving towards the northern plains into the upper peninsula. And now what we need to see is this storm. We needed the storm. What happened was we have a frontal boundary cold front. That cold front already compromises the atmosphere because it's so dense. So the minute we get enough moisture in the air, it's just going to squeeze it out, right? If it was warm air, if it was a warm front, I'd be like, oh, great. We might get some we might get some showers, but with that cold front that's moving in before the storm system, it is just what the atmospheric doctor ordered, because I'll tell you what, we needed that rain to help us out with the fires. So hang tight until tomorrow. So this is what I'm going to show you, the impact of the rain of that storm system on the mountain fire over the next 120 hours. There we go. Do you see all of the smoke, right? Everybody's getting smoke right now. Nobody's excluded. You're seeing Edwards, Barstow, Tacoma, 29 Palms, Yucca Valley, Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Oceanside, Escondido, Laguna Niguel, Lompoc, Guadalupe, Soledad, Carmel Valley, Monterey, San Mateo. Everybody is getting surface smoke due to that fire. As we continue to move through tomorrow morning, look at the northwesterly winds, okay? Remember, we still have to contend with that trough that's hanging right around the central coast, okay? But the good news is by tomorrow, 8, 9 a.m. PST, we're going to not have to deal with that surface trough. And then we're going to wait for that low pressure system to make it down. And we're also going to see the introduction of that cold front. Look at this. Let's move this through. Definitely by Monday, okay? Do you see this? This is exactly what we needed. So I'm very happy. This is going to help out so much with the mountain fire because, of course, we do know that it's only 21% contained, and this is going to help so much. I know rescue management teams are like me. I'm just staring at this precip. I could not be happier to see green on the screen. And then look what happens. Wood Lake, East Porterville, Shaver Lake. Ooh, we are seeing snow. Oh, yeah. And we're seeing some good snow levels there. So I'm excited. We're definitely going to start seeing some snow for some of you in California. And things are looking good there. Let's see here. We can get some more information. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I'm excited about that. All right, so that kind of really got me pepped and really got me excited because we're excited to see that we've got some snow. I still want to look at the snow levels. I don't know that the snow levels are going to be terribly impressive, but I think we could get some good snow levels here. East Porterville, Wood Lake, Shaver Lake, you guys are going to see some snow. I'm psyched about that, but I'm more excited about the storm that's going to bring rain all the way down through. Look at this. Lancaster, we're seeing, and then we're getting some moisture that's going to kick on in through Laguna Niguel, Oceanside, Escondido. So all of that is going to allow moisture to be transported through the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere. And guys, you have to understand, we were looking at the vertical surface, the vertical smoke profile, vertically integrated smoke, and that smoke was really high up, okay? So that was something that we're so excited about. This is going to be so helpful. But in the meantime, let's go back to our national outlook here to see what's happening across the nation. Yes, we're going to talk more about the mountain fire. Once again, 21% contained, 20,640 acres burned. We still don't have the cause. It's still under investigation. We still have all of our zones that are impacted, our evacuation warnings as well. We also have our large animal evacuation center, which now includes Earl Warren's Showgrounds, as many of you know. And once again, as I explained, you want to get that paperwork started quickly. If you are interested in possibly just seeing what's happening with your FEMA grant, okay? If you're being impacted, if somebody you know is being impacted, you want to get started right away, okay? This is not the time to just wait around for somebody to say go for it. The link is up there. If you just Google Mountain Fire FEMA grant Newsom, those couple of words, that should get you started. All right, so here is Rafael. You can see he's hovering in the Gulf of Mexico, but we have some concerns. We've got to take a look here in Louisiana. We have lots of rain falling right now, okay? And you can see here, okay, what are you seeing here, guys? Let me pull this out for you, and I would love for you guys to just, if you have any questions, chime in. I'm more than happy to listen, and of course, to give you guys my insight. Okay, there's a couple of things here. You see that Rafael has that counterclockwise circulation, or as we refer to it, cyclonic. What is that telling you? It's telling you that it's pulling in the Gulf moisture, right? So all of that is making its way into Louisiana, which is why there's no surprise here. And in fact, we've been talking about it for several days that we were going to see things like flood watches issued by the National Weather Service in effect until 3 a.m. local time. We also have what looks like a coastal flood advisory. It is Coastal flooding expected. West Cameron, East Cameron, and Lower Vermilion parishes in Texas, Lower Jefferson County, in effect until 6 a.m. local time. Additional details: tide levels around 1.5 to 1.75 feet for high tide. Okay, so if travel is required, allow extra time. Just be aware. This is what I say. And some of you might just say, oh, Erika, you say the same thing. You know what? No, I got to say it again. Some of you don't listen. Turn around, don't drown. Okay, that's as simple as that. All right, let's take a look at some other updates here. We have more flood watches in effect through late tonight. Heavy rainfall, excessive rainfall continues. Portions of north central and northwest Louisiana, including, the following parishes in north central Louisiana: Caldwell, Grant, Jackson, LaSalle, and Wynne. In northwest Louisiana, we also have the concern there for excessive rainfall totals. Excessive runoff may result in flooding of rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying areas. Now, then we have to deal with runoff. Okay, so not in this weather hit. We are not going to talk about runoff now. Runoff tends to become contentious. I got to be honest. When we start talking about runoff, this is when people start getting into climate terminology. And many of you know I have an MBA in energy sustainability and climate action. So I can get down with the best of you when it comes to climate, but we're not talking about that right now. We'll talk about runoff maybe tomorrow. Right now, we're not going to do that. We're going to make sure that everybody's safe so that we can see our rainfall rate. Not that impressive for some, but right here, looks like this is heavier. Over 1.25 inch rainfall rate per hour. This is really scary. Let's zoom on in to see what towns we're talking about, okay? We want to see towns. If you have friends in this area, let them know that they're likely going to see some flash flooding. Now, this is just a flood watch, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't issue a flash flood statement, okay? So let's see our totals here, our rainfall rates. All right, we've got 0.65 inches. We've got 1.34 inches of rainfall rate per hour. We have another 0.65. And here, right near Kinder, we've got 0.04 of an inch. DeRidder, let's see, 0.08 of an inch. Who else? Let's see. Can we go a little bit farther north and east? Let's see here. Let's go off here. Come on. Work with me. All right, here we go. Sometimes when I'm dragging this, it just gives me a little extra bit of a headache. Okay. So here we go. We have 0.32 inches of rainfall. Colfax, let's see what you got going on here. 0.02 of an inch. Also, let's move on over. Let's head on over. Let's see what's happening here. Because there's so much information that I have layered on here, it'll take a second sometimes to just move that over, okay? Alrighty. So now we're moving on over to Mississippi. Let's see what we have here. Mississippi State Bulldog right here. So here we're seeing 0.32 inches of rainfall per hour. But you can see, where is it coming from? Rafael. That's all it is. It's coming from Rafael. Look at how the moisture is being pulled in. See that? So that's definitely the update with Rafael. We knew we were going to be impacted with lots of rain. We knew that we were going to feel the brunt of Rafael, tropical storm. These are all issued due to Rafael. Let's see if I have my watches and warnings up. I do. They are up and they are in effect. Okay. Any other big weather stories that I want to go over? Yes, here we go. This was that storm that was sitting, that dumped over 40 inches for some of you along the southern Rockies. I mean, skiers were having their day. It was like skiers got their Christmas early on Thursday and Friday because we saw over 40 inches for some of you guys skiing across the southern Rockies, central Rockies as well. But this is that same storm. Remember, we talked about that. We needed, let's see if I can get you guys an arrow here. Okay. It was sitting somewhere around here. Can I get an arrow? I might be able to get an arrow. Let's just do something like this. How about this? Okay, sometimes it just gives us a second. Okay, that's fine. All right, here we go. We were sitting right around the southern Rockies, right? We were sitting right around here, central southern Rockies. Let's see. definitely not wanting to work. Okay, you know what? We're just going to keep it moving here. We definitely saw that storm system sitting over the Rockies and then moving into the Central Plains. But now look at it. It's just moving through parts of the Dakotas, Nebraska. It's now moving into Iowa, Minnesota. And now it's lifting. It's going to bring you guys a lot of rain in that parts of the Midwest, the Upper Peninsula. I am loving this, absolutely loving this, because again, that was part of the issue that we had there with that area of high pressure. But as we look up here, we're seeing some statements that have been issued. No, I don't need a cone right now. It's okay though, but you know, if you want to give me a cone, we'll work with you. All right, we do have what looks like an air quality, or could that be fog? Let's see here. Let's see, that might likely, let's see what that is here. Give me some information. Información, por favor. Oh, we may have stalled out here. Let's see. Oh, dense fog advisory. There you go. So we have a dense fog advisory issued. Visibility is less than 1/4 of a mile. Adams, Bowman, Hettinger, Slope, and Stark counties. Okay. So now we're seeing the issues that we're getting as far as the storm system continuing. Dense fog advisory issue. We've got some good rainfall rates. 1/100th of an inch of rain. That's not bad at all. Closer to Bismarck, what do we have? 4/100ths of an inch. We have 15/100ths of an inch as well. And then we're going to zoom on out a little bit more. And we're going to focus next on what's happening right over here. We're already getting our statements. Woo! You guys, I am so pumped right now. I mean, if I didn't have to be here right now, I'd be hightailing it to the winter weather advisory. We've got the cities of Chester, Quincy, and Blue Canyon. Winter weather advisory in effect starting 10 a.m. Monday to midnight PST. Snow expected. Okay, snow level, not that impressive. 6,500 feet. 6,500 feet. Hi, Gully. I love you. I miss you so much. Can we have our ballet date? So one of my dearest friends, who's like a sister from another Mr. Gully, we literally were obsessed with classical music and ballet. So we always do that. I miss you. I saw something. It's called Candlelight Ballet. It's super romantic. So we need a date, okay? I can't wait to see you. All right, so we're talking about our winter weather advisory. So here's the deal. If I'm not here on Monday, it's because I'll be there. You guys, can we do this? Can I ask you guys for help? Can we send an email to jose@weathercoop.com, j@weathercoop.com, and tell them to let me run wild along the mountains of California? So right now we're looking at snow levels of 6,500 feet. Am I impressed? No, but I'm happy with 6,500 feet. I'd go up there and start looking for some snow. I was truly upset about missing those 40 inches in the Rockies. Okay. I am just so upset about that one. I will let it go. I don't harbor resentment. The only time I harbor resentment is like when it comes to like if my husband doesn't tell me there's like lipstick on my teeth. So if I have lipstick on my teeth and my husband, or if like I have something like here on my nose, or if I have like I don't know, like something wrong, like I'm like what? No, I'll harbor resentment. Apart from that, I normally don't. Okay, here, more winter weather advisories that have been issued by the National Weather Service. So Oregon, you've got that. You are definitely getting some snow. We're loving this. The cities of Diamond Lake, Crescent Lake, Summit, and Howard Prairie. They've got snow levels at 5,000 feet. I'm so jealous right now. That's where I want to be. Once again, send your emails to jose@weathercoop.com and j@weathercoop.com and convince them. Just let them know. You got to let Erika roam and let her experience the world. You guys know how much I love snow, so I'm super pumped to get my snow soon enough. Okay, here we go. We are in the cities of Concrete, Hamilton, and Lyman in Washington State. Snow levels, 4,000 feet. All right, so we're getting some good stuff there. Oh, we have wind advisories. Okay, let's take a look here. What's happening in Idaho? Idaho, we've got some statements here that we've got to focus on. We have a wind air stagnation advisory in effect until 5 a.m. Ooh, those are rarely issued. And so generally speaking, the wind advisories, the wind alerts are in that brown, light brown, like mustardy brown. Air stagnation. Okay, so this is going to tell me, this means we're going to have really bad air quality issues come late Sunday into Monday and possibly Tuesday. And let's see what the mechanisms are that would cause area of high pressure. There's a trough. Okay, so basically what's going to happen is even though that storm's going to come down, there's this trough. We have this like weak area of high pressure. So that's going to be enough to cause a little bit of air. Oh, that would make sense. Remember, trough, right? You got this going on, cyclonic. So I think on your side, I'd have to, if I'm facing you guys, I have to go this way. Then that weak high, opposite way, that's going to just squeeze the air and keep it there. That makes sense. All right. Well, hey, there. You know what? We want to make sure that we let everybody know in Idaho, it looks like southwestern Idaho, northeastern Oregon, they've got this air stagnation advisory. Let's take a look at the dates. Okay. Including the cities of Mountain Home, Burns, Lowman, Idaho City. I love Idaho City. Diamond, Garden Valley, Venter, Nissa, Ontario, Pine Crane, Nampa, Caldwell, New Princeton, Boise, Malheur City, Buchanan, and Fairfield. So this is in effect already through, let's see, 5 a.m. local time Monday. So local time there is Mountain Standard Time, okay? So that's something you want to keep in mind. And we already talked about the 4,000 snow level, 4,000 feet for the winter weather advisory there. But you guys, I don't know if, let's just go to the East Coast. I've been getting some requests. Oh, you know what? I got an interesting request from Max Ryan, who's one of like my self-help gurus. He's amazing. If you guys don't follow Max Ryan, you are going to want to follow Max Ryan, okay? Absolutely. He is such an amazing, like, he really understands how to just maximize success and prosperity. And if you're ever in a funk, he can definitely work with you. Okay. So I just love Max Ryan. We're reading A Course in Miracles. Okay. So if you've never read it, that's something that you're going to want to read. Okay. So I highly recommend joining his class at the top of the year. It's a year-long course. But it's super fun. It's just like fun people. We're just talking about really positive things. Okay, Max Ryan. Alrighty. Well, no surprise here. Fire weather. Oh, we've been seeing this in New England for the past couple of weeks. This is no news story there. We've been getting fires. We also have a report of a fire that, let's take a look. Can we add our smoke contour? Yep, we're going to add our smoke contour. We're going to take off our satellite. We're going to take off our radar. We're going to take our smoke contour right now because I was getting a lot of reports about that fire in New Jersey. Let's get to our surface smoke, guys. Let's get to our surface smoke. You guys know I always sit on my leg, right? On my foot when I'm doing this. So I have to switch legs. I've done that so many times. Whatever. You guys know me. I'm always for some reason I can only it's there's two things that I can't do. I can't do weather at chroma key without my heels on, okay? And I can't do weather here at the desk without sitting on my foot. I don't even know why. It's the weirdest habit. Okay. All right. So that's that, a little secret into my life. And I will be back at chroma key once we get our IT or director CTO back in the studio. Generally speaking, Chroma, of course I love Chroma, but right now when it's just you and I working, I want to make sure that I'm at the desk because oftentimes I just have to switch through products. All right, so we were getting complaints about surface smoke. Here you go. Let's see here. Let's get our surface smoke up there. I just had it. We just saw it somewhere around here. Near surface smoke. Here we go. It's about to go on. All right. So we were getting complaints about near surface smoke there. I'm going to do the vertically integrated smoke on this one. We want to see what's happening at the higher levels of the atmosphere as well. Vertically integrated smoke. It's somewhere around here, guys. Here we go. Let's pop that on there as well. And then we're also going to look at our wind particles at 850 millibars. You guys know that I prefer looking at the winds at 850 millibars because I always tell you guys that the actual atmosphere functions in the vertical columns of air. So it's anywhere between 3 to about 5,000 feet above sea level.
Okay, look what happened. See what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm telling you right now? This is why I just added. This is what happens when I take off just the near surface smoke profile. What do you see there? Vertically integrated smoke. Okay. This is important. So I got, some people today calling me, and I had somebody in one of my classes say to me, "Hey, Erika, I'm really feeling the smoke from the fires in New Jersey," right? And I'm just like, yeah, it makes sense. But what they're seeing is that the smoke is being carried by the wind. Look at that area of high pressure just offshore. Do you see what's happening? It's actually lifting, bringing that smoke up above the surface, because then we go back and here we overlay it with the near surface smoke. Do you see how that works? That you got to think about the atmosphere, not just horizontal, okay? So I always like to give you guys those little tips. It's so important that you guys know this. And I'm actually going to give you a really clear uh, definition of vertically integrated smoke. Okay, I just want to give it to you what as far as NOAA. Okay, because I it's one thing when I know my products well enough and I know I want to share them with you, but I want you guys to understand that beyond me, if you ever have a question, these are details that you can look up. Okay, so it's what we're looking for is the height and the potential height or the transport of this smoke, right? So as we're looking higher up in the atmosphere, we're like, oh my gosh, this isn't just surface smoke. This is vertical integrated smoke. This is smoke that's high up, okay? So because we're at 850 millibars, it gives us a really good indicator that this smoke is high, okay? So that's a fire. What was the name of the fire again? Let's see. I just had it. Okay. Um, let's see. We had a few. Alrighty. We had a few. Okay. So we have at least 6 wildfires actively burning across New Jersey. Connecticut, we know you guys have been, oh my gosh, you guys have gotten nothing but wildfires for the past couple of days. We still don't know what started them. And I'll tell you what, if it was human caused, we've got a big problem there. So the newest wildfires in New Jersey are called the Cannonball 3 wildfire burning in Pompton Lakes and the Jennings Creeks wildfire in West Milford. Both, but that's Passaic County, in case you don't know the area. Um, and the West Milford fire is much bigger. It's 1,800 acres burned, 0% contained, and at least 10 structures are in the line of this fire they're pretty much being threatened, possibly. And 2 are residential. So we're just going to go ahead and watch that. Forest Service has dispatched helicopters, but what's happening is that the winds are stronger there. You can see here. Look, let's take a look here. Look at the wind profile. You can see. You know how you can tell? What do I tell you guys? Look at the squeezing of the air. Do you see how the distance between them is really tight, right? There's not a lot of space between these vectors, wind vectors. That just gives you an indication. Okay, it's pretty tightly squeezed. So that's going to be really gusty around there right now. So that's another story. I'm going to assume this is an air quality issue over here. Let's take a look. This looks like it's an air quality issue. I can only gather it's an air quality issue. Could it be a dense fog? Possibly as well. Let's take a look here. We're about to get that. Some air quality issue. So New York State Department of Environmental Conservation has issued an air quality health advisory for the following counties: Orange and Putnam County. Air quality levels outdoor are predicted to be greater than air quality index value of 100 for the population, for the pollutants. But here's the thing. One thing I don't want you guys to forget about is this. Even if you say, well, there's no air quality alert issued in this area, there are now studies. I talked about this back in 2020, and then definitely talked about it a lot in 2022 here in Southern California. I talked about nanoparticulates. So even if you don't see an air quality issue, an air quality alert that has been put out there by the National Weather Service, you're still going to want to think about things like nanoparticulates, okay? We're definitely seeing some, this looks like a wind issue up here. Let's see what we have is a special weather statement. Okay, this is for the threat of elevated fire spread risk because of the wind and dry conditions, the Catskills, which are so beautiful. Alrighty. Any other big weather stories we want to talk about right now? We do have another story here. Alrighty, so let's go into Missouri. What's happening? What's happening here? Dense fog advisory, another story there. And then we're going to head on over back to our storm system, but I'm going to go back to our future cast, and we're going to get this started and see what could possibly help all of these situations. We are currently at about 35 minutes in. I'm going to go ahead and stop soon enough. I'll upload these, but I'm so grateful you guys were able to join me. And as you can see here, we're going to move through this hour by hour. Look what happens here with our future cast. We see that Rafael is bringing lots of rain to parts of Texas and Louisiana. You can see how that storm system that's sitting over the Dakotas right now is actually pulling in that moisture from Rafael. Look at how it's all connected. Isn't it fascinating? Look at this. It's doing its counterclockwise circulation over the Dakotas, right? And then as you see, it's pulling down. Do you see the back end of that pulling into that moisture from the Gulf? Alrighty, we like that. Now, if you look over the Pacific, look into the Eastern Pacific, what are we seeing? Atmospheric river. We are seeing moisture. And once again, we need that. Why? Because we want to help those firefighters. We want to help put out that mountain fire. And this is exactly what's going to happen by Monday for sure. Even late Sunday, I think we're going to have more moisture in the atmosphere. Going to be really good. But certainly by Monday, we're going to get such a great break when it comes to the mountain fires. I could not be happier about that. I'm very excited. Let's see. As far as still we have 6 injuries. Thank you. And 2,999 people who are at the scene right now helping. Okay. We are at 20,640 acres, 21% contained. Remember, we are all praying for everybody who is putting out the mountain fires, all the fires in New Jersey, fires in Connecticut, all the wildfires. We're just so happy that the storm system is moving in. Atmospheric river is in effect. And one more time, let's show you the atmospheric river before we sign off. I always say, I'm going to sign off, guys. I'm going to sign off. And then I think about something else that I want to tell you guys that I want to make sure you guys know about. So I'm just excited. Let's show you guys the atmospheric river. Let's go through this. I really am happy because this is one of the signals that we needed. Also, the atmospheric river, I like it, especially when we're talking about the weak La Nina. Look at this. An atmospheric river is a large and narrow continuous band of moisture, what we need for this fire, right? But in the sky. Update, guys. So when we study, it was horrible. Yeah, you got to study fluid dynamics. Oh, it's the worst math on the planet. It's just literally, I wanted to pop my eyes out. I remember one homework assignment. It was I use paper. I'm Gen X, so I still use paper and pen and pencil. And actually, one of my good friends, Gully, tells me I have the worst handwriting. I think it's because I would always just have to write. But I had one assignment. It was 10 pages. I swear by the time I was done. So this is fluid dynamics. Okay. This is physics. This is like calc. This is big time. So it's an atmospheric river in the sky. It's a band of moisture. It's similar to an actual river, right? This is what the atmospheric river is. This is what we're getting by Sunday night into Monday. And the moisture moves inland, mountains force it upward, the moisture cools, condenses, producing rain, and if cold enough, snow. And remember, you guys, we had that cold front that's moving in first. So what did we say? That cold front is already going to prep the atmosphere because why? Because that cold air is dense and it cannot hold that much liquid content. So it's like, what? As soon as we get this atmospheric river triggered and we have enough of cold air there to produce the rain, we are good to go. And depending on the duration, an atmospheric river can produce very heavy snow, flooding, and mudslides. And once again, we're going to take a quick look here at what was happening yin zing over in the Philippines and Vietnam. I could go on and on. There's just weather for forever. Weather doesn't stop, okay? So it doesn't stop. It's like the perfect calling for me, by the way, because all I do is talk. All I do is talk, talk, talk. I never stop. Hands up. And they stay there. And they say, yeah. And they okay, I'm meteorologist Erika Martin, AMS ABM certified by the American Meteorological Society, certified Skywarn storm spotter with over 185,000 miles of Skywarn chasing under my belt. This is my belt. I have 185,000 miles of tornado chasing under it, as well as I'm a Weather Ready Nation ambassador. And I'm also the founder of Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. I'm super pumped, guys. We looked at Ying Xing, which was the typhoon that made it across Philippines. Hey, it made two landfalls, okay? And then now it went into Vietnam. We're watching that atmospheric river. And one more. Look at this. Yay! We're getting some rain for the mountain fire. We're pumped about that, guys. Love you guys. I'll see you in just a bit. I'm about to upload these, and then I'll be back with more updates. We're going to talk about the weather for the week ahead. We're going to go through all 50 states. We might even do territories, okay? We might even do territory. We might even do Puerto Rico. Tony Hitchcliff, whatever his name is, Tony Hitchcliff. We're going to do Puerto Rico.